Now it's time for our children's message. There's one here, but hopefully we got a lot more looking and listening in. We got a little encouragement this week. I had a guy tell me, he said, you know, my daughter and I listen to you every Sunday, so made me feel a little better. Our message this morning is talking about get smart. And I wanted to ask the kids, when I said that, what do they think? Anybody have a thought that comes to mind?
There's an old TV show that used to get smart.
Now see, Marcia cheated a little bit because she knows what picture's coming up. Because when I thought about this, that's exactly what I thought about, right? And I knew none of the kids would know what that TV show was about unless you were a little bit older and watched a cartoon called Inspector Gadget. Now in this, the guy's name was Agent Maxwell Smart. But if you ever watched the TV show, you know he really wasn't that smart, because everything he tried to do went wrong. So my next question is, if a guy named Smart isn't very smart, who is? And I was going to ask the kids if they thought their parents were smart. So how many of you as parents believe you're smart? Let me know. Tough crowd this morning. But I have to give you credit, because here's the next picture. Because I said so. Do you realize how many times we as parents fall back on that? Don't do that. Why? Because I said so. Well, you realize that that doesn't make us sound very smart at all when we can't give them a reason why. Let's take a look at who in the Bible might be smart. Any ideas? Now, before you take the easy answer, we all know Jesus was smart. So who in the scriptures do you remember was written about as the wisest man who walked the face of the earth? Solomon. And do you know what book of the Bible he's given the most credit for? Huh? That's one, but probably not the one he's given the most credit for. Proverbs. So he wrote this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Have you met people who think they're smart? And generally we find out they're not as smart as they think they are. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. When Solomon was named king, he realized he had a huge task in front of him. He was just a kid and he was trying to be the leader of the country. And you know, through your own prayers, you can ask God for anything. But Solomon was smart enough, even as a child, to know that he needed to ask God for wisdom. And God said, because you asked for wisdom, you're going to get all these other things. And I wanted to share with the kids, if you lean on God and you trust in God and you place your full heart with Him, you get so much more than you could ever ask for. First thing, and I'm sorry that's small, on the computer screen it looks really big. On the wall it doesn't look too big. Wise kids are smart. They learn to see things the way God sees them. You ever been in an argument with somebody and they said, will you just see things my way for a minute? Can you just listen to what I have to say? Do you ever stop to think that's what God's saying to us? Just stop and listen and see what I'm saying. And that comes from the same verse. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him and He will make your paths straight. So if we're smart and we learn to see things the way God sees them, then He's going to help us through our entire life. Wise kids have the second characteristic. They're kind. They honor God by treating others well. Have you ever noticed about kids that they're the best judges of character that exist in the world? They don't suspect people's motives. They actually see their heart. They see people for who they are, no matter how much of a face they put on. Kids see right through that. In verses 3 and 4, he says, let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. We become cynical when we grow up. We think everybody's got a motive. We suspect everybody. Our kids are trusting. And the last one is long life. Follow God's path for your life and listen for His guidance. In that first verse it says, if you lean on God, He'll make your path straight. He'll show you where He wants you to go. Now, Fayetta will tell you that I'm probably the world's worst at listening to directions. Because I go past things and she says, you should have turned over there. I said, well, it would have been nice if you'd have told me. She said, I did 3 times. Right? We have to take time to listen, to hear people when they're trying to help us, when they're giving us guidance in our lives. And that's really meaningful to our kids, but it's also really meaningful to us as well. People want to do the right thing for us, and we have to be open to that and listen. So, even though sometimes we act like that guy, Don Adams from Get Smart, we have the ability to get all of these characteristics. And he says, my son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. In a time like today, is there anything we need more than peace and prosperity? Take time to listen to God. Hear His words. And more important than hear, keep them in your heart and let them change your life. Thank you.